Hello and welcome to Squib TV. My name is Samuel Layton. I'm joined by James Cartwright, and today we're going to be talking about last year's Super Bowl runners-up,
the Atlanta Falcons.
So last year the Atlanta Falcons had a fantastic season, got themselves all the way to the Super Bowl, and for 3/4 of that game it looked like they were going to lift the Lombardi. What do you think of them last year, James?
I thought they were just the best offence, weren't they, through the season. I think Matt Ryan had his best season, MVP, but that cursed the MVP coming up in the Super Bowl. To be honest, I enjoyed the Super Bowl because of the comeback, but I did feel for the Falcons. I really thought they dominated through, obviously, three periods, or at least 2 periods. The performance in the NFC Championship game was stellar. As we said in a previous video, it was a surprise to see them dominate that game as much as they did.
Aaron Rodgers wasn't even allowed to get in his groove at all, was he, in that game?
Well, no, he wasn't, and Matt Ryan just obliterated that poor Packers secondary. Who knows what will happen this season? I think they're in a very competitive division. I think they might find it difficult to seal that division again.
Well, yeah, Mike Shanahan, the offensive coordinator, is gone, obviously head coach of San Francisco 49ers now. Also, Matt Ryan, MVP last season, is he going to replicate it? We saw what happened to Cam Newton when he got the MVP from the same division, perhaps, just comparing stories there. I think the Falcons are probably built better than what the Panthers were in order to continue going, though. I think they've got a very good young defence, and offensively, like you say, probably were the best in the NFL. 2 solid running backs, 2, 3 wide receivers, all different kinds of receivers as well. You got like Julio Jones, just an all-round guy.
We've got every option, yeah.
Yeah, Taylor Gabriel's going to catch it underneath, and
Mohamed Sanu was probably one of the more impressive players, wasn't he? Really, the guy who came up clutch in so many games when Julio Jones was injured, I think, for a section of the season.
Yeah, I think that the Falcons certainly had that offense. Now we're going to talk defense because that's what they've built on a little bit in the draft. Can you remember the guy they took in the first round, James?
They took Takaris McKinley in the first round, a defensive end. So building up that middle of the field, which I thought was very strong last season. The likes of Vic Beasley stood out for me in that defense last season. So they're looking pretty solid. Yeah,
and McKinley looks like a bit of a character as well, someone who brings a bit of joy to the NFL. Obviously a very good player to go in the first round as well. So the defence for me was solid as well. I think players like Robert Alford got a bit of stick throughout the season, and then comes up with that big play in the in the Super Bowl, which arguably at that point I was going to turn it off and thought, yeah, they've won that. But then obviously you can't count with the Patriots. So what do you think the Falcons going into next season then? Do you think they could, you said it might be a little bit more difficult for them. Do you think that they're going to be there or thereabouts though?
Definitely. I think that out of them 3 for the NFC South title, Buccaneers, Panthers and Falcons, they just need to hit the ground running again. Julio Jones needs to be coming up making them grabs as per usual. Everything the same. Nothing really needs to change from this side. No, you don't need to look at this side and have an autopsy of what went wrong in that Super Bowl. You just need to accept that the Patriots, for that period of time, were the better side, and we didn't keep our bottle. How can we actually manage to keep our composure in them big games?
And I think with the young players as well, most of those guys, it was their first Super Bowl appearance. A lot of them haven't got any Super Bowl or big game experience in that sense. Probably for most of them, the first actual playoff run. So I think, you got a feel for them there. But maybe next year when they're there, very similar story again comparing to the Panthers. If they get back there, maybe a bit different. They've had that experience, they know what to expect. Anything you want to add, James?
Well, just one more player they've added that impressed me was Dontari Poe from the Kansas City Chiefs. Right character, brilliant defensive tackle, and a man who can throw the football if Matt Ryan ever needs to have a rest.
Yeah, exactly. A great pickup that is as well. And we missed surely by Kansas City. If you are a Falcons fan and you agree or disagree with anything we've said, or you want to let us know on your opinions, what you think of the Falcons and their moves, please just comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, follow us on Twitter, squib_TV.
It's a touchdown.